of course, we've talked about it on the podcast before, um, in terms of just like watching it as a fight. But I still think Don's is, and people call me an asshole for this,
I talking about the
but
Pedro thing.
I think Don Zimmerman getting thrown to the ground by Pedro Martinez is still one of the funniest things to ever happen in sports. And
In
everyone's
like
like,
a
he could have killed
mean-spirited
him. He
way.
was an old man. And it was like, well, that's what roly-poly, Jabba the Hutt-looking Don Zimmerman gets for limping
Yeah.
over to Pedro, thinking he's going to, like, take this,
Well,
this
you know, would have
megastar
been
athlete. And
actually
he's just,
funnier. I've thought about this because we've talked about it so many times. It would have been actually funnier if Don Zimmer like could still somehow throw down, and he just like grabbed Pedro and just gives him like an elbow to the face and just starts jacking him on top of the pitcher's mound. That'd be hilarious because then everyone would be like, "Oh, he committed a hate crime." That would be how that would end.
well, yeah. I mean, that would have also been like that. Not only would have it been funny, it would have been astounding to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm if that happened, like, good on Don Zimmer. I wasn't like, it's not that I hate Yankees fans. I know get so defensive when I talk about this fight and how entertaining it is.
No, I don't
They
because
think
it's
that they
funny.
think I'm doing it because as a Mets fan, I hate the Yankees. And I'm like, no, it's objectively funny that this angry old man ran into this brawl. The pitcher kind of sideswiped and just pushed him down, probably using like 10% of his actual strength to push them down. And then the next day, there's like a press conference of him, like basically like with like black eyes and like, just like
Yeah,
decrepit.
he's got like his
And it was like,
walker.
well, that's what you get, Don. That's what you get.
Right here. So you know what? Yeah, let's talk about the Yankees. Let's talk a little bit of modern day Yankees, present day Yankees, if you will. The Yankees did make that huge trade this week. It's been covered by everybody, so I don't want to go into like the logistics of the trade. But the one thing I want to talk about here would be sort of the implications of what it means for the immediate present and also a year from now. So first of all, people who don't follow baseball as closely as I do or you do, people don't realize that this is the biggest trade the Yankees have made since A-Rod. This is a massive, massive trade for a generational talent. And this is going to be a lot of fun to watch because now you got Judge and you got him back to back. And don't sleep on that guy Verdugo that for some reason the Red Sox traded to the Yankees, who actually hits for average and contact, unlike the entire rest of the team, minus like one or two guys. So this is going to be really fun to watch because a lot of people who are East Coast baseball fans like myself and yourself, he was on the Nationals, which were kind of a smaller market team. Then he went west and played at 10 o'clock at night. No one really watched him that much, but you look at his numbers, man, they're rock freaking solid. And yeah. I'm definitely excited about this year as a Yankee fan. I think it's going to be awesome. The one thing I wanted to touch on, though, and I want your perspective on this because obviously you're a Mets fan. A lot of Mets fans, I've seen this attitude online on like, Instagram posts, and I've heard it a little bit on like, the fan on the radio, where I think a lot of Mets fans have this attitude of like, yeah, the Yankees going to enjoy him for 1 year, but then our boy Cohen's going to come in there and he's going to outbid, he's going to be on the Mets next year. Like that is the attitude I'm hearing from a lot of people. Which is funny because that doesn't always come true when the Mets think they're getting a player because they thought they were getting Ohtani. I thought they were getting a bunch of other players. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen at all. I think that if you look at Soto's Instagram, like an hour after he got traded to the Yankees, his whole thing was just about the Yankees. So I think he's all in too.
I mean, here's the thing. He's only got his contract's only 1 year. So if the Yankees are busted this year, he may want to leave. And Cohen is obviously one of the highest bidders. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's not impossible, but I think improbable.
I don't think it's as improbable as you think. Right. Unless he really, really just has like a hard on for like the Yankees, then he'll probably stay there. And they'll probably want to keep him too. And it would obviously be like a huge bidding war. And also with Ohtani too, it's like, I think everyone knew he was going to the Dodgers. Like, I don't know.
No,
I mean,
I thought he was going to the Giants, and I said it on this show, and I have to eat my fucking words. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. I thought the Giants were going to make an insane desperation bid, and then the Dodgers came out and gave the craziest contract I've ever seen. Like this backloaded deal for almost $1 billion with a B dollars.
Yeah.
I thought the Giants were gonna just gonna be like, hey, we need a superstar. We're not gonna be outbid. How much do you want? And back the literal truck of cash up. But they didn't. Dodgers got him. I was wrong. I was one of those people. I there to answer your question, Brian. It was me and a bunch of others. We were all wrong.
Yeah. I mean, like but everything I read, and listen, I'm not a sports analyst. I'm a dumb shithead that
Yeah,
likes to watch
that's what
sports
this show
things.
is. It's idiots.
That's what we all are. But everything I saw like was just saying like he's going to the Dodgers. He's going to the Dodgers. He's going to the Dodgers. So when it happened, it was like the least surprise. I would be floored if he went to the Mets. I'd be more surprised if Ohtani went to the Mets than if Soto went to the Mets. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
That would be a lot more surprising. But yeah, I just the Dodgers are going to be great again next year, and we'll see. And the Mets will probably be terrible again, but at least hey, these shops will be fucking like Irish pubs, so that'll be fun.
That's gonna be pretty. For those of you who don't know, oh no, I want to get into that. You're right. No, Brian, no, you're right. I want to talk about that too. For those of you who've never been to Citi Field, who've never been to New York, the area surrounding Citi Field, particularly on the backside, the east side of it, could be best described as a third world country.
Yeah.
Like I'm not exaggerating. I know it sounds hyperbolic, like I'm being a racist asshole or something. No, like that is actually what it looks like back there. It's insane. And yeah, so Steve Cohen bought it. He's gonna make it into a bunch of bars and hotels, and it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, there's some. I mean, there's some roads where you look down, like they look like the Gaza Strip. Like there's like it's
You're
just
not wrong.
all junk, and it's just all yeah.
Dirt roads,
It
muddy, it's gross.
yeah.
No one, and like no one's, it's all like people who are from immigrants. So it's it's like all non-white people. You actually feel like you're lost and you took a wrong turn and ended up not in America. It's the craziest thing. And then like 300 feet this way, there's like this $1 billion baseball stadium. It's so insane.
But yeah, but it's not even like that. So like, I mean, here's the thing: like, if Cohen does anything good, like it would be like making that area like pretty good in terms of like just like restaurants and like bars and everything like that. Because if we don't win a World Series, that's more of a legacy. To just like have like the money like continue to come in than anything else. So
well, no, and
yeah.
I want to hop on what you just said. Also, is that having a place to go drink is critical because I've been to more than half the ballparks in the league. I'm a pretty well traveled baseball guy. I'm making plans with my girlfriend to hit at least 2 more this coming year. The thing about Citi Field is it's one of the best parks as just the stadium itself. The thing is that nowadays it's not about just the park; it's about what they call the village around it. Like Atlanta does a good job of this. A couple other, Colorado is pretty decent too, where you can walk around on the streets that are around it, and there's all these shops and restaurants and all kinds of stuff. Whereas if you go to Citi Field, it is just a parking lot. It's the parking lot and the 7 train. And so I think that's something that Mets fans deserve. They deserve to have a place they can go and be alcoholics before and after the game. That's the least Steve Cohen can do for you guys.
Yeah. The Mets fans deserve another place to destroy their liver.